Hello, non moi c'est Jacques, Guillaume.
Hello, my name is Marie-Danielle Guillaume.
Moi invite pour tendre Solstice Realty tous les samedis de 11h à midi. Côté n'a répondre toutes questions sur real estate pour à bord de 1530 AM Radio Puissance Inter.
We invite you to listen to the Solstice Realty radio show every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call us with questions at 904-786-2400. And for more information, call us or text us at 904-386-1726 or call the office at 904-886-3100.
Ou capable toujours les radios à 904-786-2400. Et pour plus d'informations, ou capable toujours contacter nous dans 904-386-1726 ou bien capable les office là dans 904-886-3100. Ou capable toujours contacter n'importe agent Solstice Realty.
And if you did not get a chance to listen to the Solstice Realty radio show, you may listen to the program on YouTube by searching Solstice Realty.
Mesdames et messieurs, Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume.
Bonjour tout le monde. Débutant des 11 est arrivé, c'est Solstice Realty qui entre la caillou. N'a salué tout le monde qui attendait, qui toujours prend temps pour un petit chaise bail pour attendre émission Solstice Realty tous les samedis dans le ça. Jeudi à nous avons un très bon programme pour donc on connaît dans commencement show on toujours faut connaître que ligne téléphone dans est toujours ouvert pour n'importe monde qui a une question, il capable relé dans il capable les stations dans 904 786 2400 904 786 2400 et monde qui pas vle relé dans radio il capable toujours texte nos questions yo dans 904 386 1726 904 386 1726. Donc des microphones c'est Jacques Guillaume qui l'a avec vous matin monsieur Michael Paul il prend congé de nous. Agenda nous gain pour aujourd'hui nous pourrons parler nous gagner plusieurs invités qui là avec nous aujourd'hui nous pourrons parler sur forecast qui prédiction qui fait que côté Fed capable augmenter ou capable increase intérêt dans mois ça. Et nous allons faire une analyse de implémentation de trade, c'est son loi qui était passée 1er août. Et après ça, dans le deuxième segment du programme, nous avons deux invités, nous avons M. Coulanges avec M. Vidier, nous allons parler sur investissement. Avant que nous entrions dans le programme, nous toujours les disclosures pour nous faire connaître que chose, ça les recorder et puis la publier online sur YouTube et site Solstice Realty. Intervention auditeur ne doit pas refléter le point de vue de Solstice Realty avec tout agent lié et avec staff Radio Puissance Inter. De ce fait, nous avons tout droit pour nous modifier podcast ça avant que nous publiions online. Donc, moi gagné monsieur Anthony Davis sur l'autre ligne là. Monsieur Anthony Davis, il n'est pas étranger pour communauté haïtienne non, il y a longtemps qu'il a bail communauté a bon service. Dans le premier segment, on va parler avec monsieur Anthony Davis sur prédiction qui fait que le gouvernement fédéral là il pour augmenter le taux d'intérêt dans mois ça et ensuite nous allons faire une analyse de Tila Vespa. Donc avant quand témoin introduit monsieur Anthony Anthony, are you there?
Yes, that's better.
Okay,
that's
perfect. I got you now. Excellent. Okay. All right. So pour tout le monde qui fait brancher ou attendre l'émission Solstice Realty, nous gagnons monsieur Anthony Davis qui est sur l'autre ligne là avec nous. Nous allons parler de prédiction qui fait côté que taux d'intérêt est capable de monter dans mois ça. Donc Anthony Davis, he is the branch manager for Carrington Mortgage Services here in Jacksonville, and he has been serving the Haitian community for quite a while. And he has been doing mortgages for a very long time, close to 20 years. And he has a wealth of experience, and that's why we always bring him live, so at least he can inform us, educate us, and let us know what's new and how we can deal with all the changes in the market. Now, Mr. Anthony, I am going to let you briefly introduce yourself, and then we'll talk about these 2 points, the interest rate and the post-implementation of trade. Go ahead, Mr. Anthony.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Anthony Davis with Carrington Mortgage Services in Jacksonville. It's a pleasure to be on the show again. I want to tell you a little bit about, you wanted to talk a little bit about interest rates and spread and that sort of thing. I'm a little static in the background, and I'm going to try to continue. The trade is for Filler Integrated Disposal. And what that's doing now, it started October 3rd this year. And it changed the way we do some things as far as disclosing things to you when you obtain the mortgage and up until the time you close. We have to disclose certain things to you. There's a very little tolerance that would take and what can change. And then, of course, you go through the mortgage process of gathering documents, that sort of thing. And when it comes time to you to start to close, we have to give you what they call a close 3 days before you are allowed to close. So that's a crucial and key component of this trade process. You can't, like if you get, for example, you get a clear to close from the underwriter today, you can't close the same day anymore. Law requires us to, you have to give you the disclosure showing what your pretty much the final fees will be. And then we have to give you 3 days before we allow you to, so they will allow us to close your loan. So that's the key. So my thing with that is, set yourself for okay, even though you have a targeted closing date, have a backup plan, or have a plan where you know that you don't close that day, you got somewhere to live for people. But anything can happen. If anything changes on that closing disclosure, you have to redisclose it, and you still have to wait the process to pick all over again. Okay. So you want to prepare yourself to not just say, I'm in a moving truck and I got to close the day, because it's not going to happen anymore. A lot of people have done that in the past and moving trucks and that sort of thing, and try to get everything done. And, we just got to give you those 3 days. So plan on it. If you have to pay rent for another month, do it. Protect yourself. You get through this process. It's a long and very tedious process, and everything has to be right. And the thing right now is it's new. Everybody's trying to work kinks out from the lender, from the title company that's opposed you. They're trying to work the kinks out. No one knows 100% what they're doing, so it's taking a longer time to get things done. So patience is going to have to be a factor with you, along with, preparing the situation. It'll be good in the end, in the long run and in the end, but during this process, it'll be a little bit tense that we have to deal with things. Everyone knows what they're doing back home. Doing things smoothly again.
Okay. But the goal, Anthony. But the goal of trade is to protect consumers, just to make sure that the consumers are making a decision that they are happy with, and they have enough time. They are not being pressured to close on the property. And the same thing for the sellers also. I mean, that will require patience on the seller's side, because if in 1 week prior to closing, if the closing disclosure is not ready, that means if the loan package is not ready, there's a strong probability that they will not be able to close on time, right?
That is correct, but it's definitely supposed to protect the consumer as far as being full disclosure up front and full disclosure before you close. So you'll know when you go into the closing, those fees that you saw in the closing, the disclosure won't get any worse. They can get a little bit better, but they won't get any worse.
Okay.
So as far as the fees and the cash you need to close and that sort of thing, it won't change to the negative. Anything that may get a little bit, they could get a little bit better, but it won't get worse at all.
Excellent.
They had to get worse than this process all over again.
Okay.
You have to know they have to disclose, and this is every lender.
Okay. Ok, perfect. Now, pour tout le monde qui fait brancher ou attendre des émissions Solstice Realty, moi, j'ai un slot ligne là avec moi, monsieur Anthony Davis, the Carrington Mortgage Services. He is the branch manager, and we are talking about trade. Trade stands for Taylor RESPA, Integrated Disclosure, qui était implémenté 1er août dernier. Donc, ça, trade fait les protéger les gens qui ont acheté, les gens qui ont investi dans real estate, c'est-à-dire, on a parlé de résidentiel. Par exemple, on a fait approuvé pour l'autre, il y a un disclosure que vous avez, et puis là, on contrat sur le il y a un disclosure que vous avez, puis vous avez combien vous avez dépensé, mais combien vous avez pour porter bon table, et puis 3 jours avant qu'on close sur le tout, 3 business days, il y a un dernier disclosure à bas. Donc, pas de grande différence entre disclosure côté où l'autre fait des contrats sur le avec disclosure que l'autre pour le close sur le. C'est-à-dire, about 3 jours pour make up your mind. Yes, to move forward. Okay. So, Anthony, how has trade affected your business in the past since implementation? Have you seen any changes in the way that you do business, or is it just continuous education?
haven't seen any business fall off other than the standard. This is usually the slowest month of the year. November, December is the slowest month, and that's pretty much the same. The business is still there. The only thing I'm seeing different in the business is that it takes a little bit longer to get things done because of grid and the full disclosures, people understanding what they're doing from, like I said, from the lender part, our closing departments to the title companies, and of course the 3-day wait that we have to beat. Other than that, it's pretty much everything is pretty much the same.
Okay.
Except for timing, I say, it's taking a little bit longer in time than it has been. Just put it that way. So, if you're going to write contract and to purchase a home, I suggest to whatever date on the contract, give it a little 5 to 10 days more in there to close, get everything done in a timely manner, still be under contract, hopefully without an extension.
Okay, perfect. Okay, the next subject that you and I will be talking about is the prediction that Fed Chair Janet Yellen may, or there's a strong probability that she will increase the interest rate this month. Now, how would that affect?
Okay.
How would a rate increase affect prospective home buyers or people just like us?
Okay, well, sure. Obviously, with the rate increases, they decide to increase rates, and they have to increase enough from lately. But if he increases the benchmark rate, then that will, if the rates go up, basically you qualify for less house. Because the lower the rates, the lower your payment will be, and you qualify for more. But if the rate goes up, you have to go with whatever the high rate is, then you may qualify for less house. So my suggestion to you is just keep your debt very low as low as you possibly can, and just concentrate on buying a house. And still buy the house. The rate fluctuates. Something can happen in the world where they all progress, especially with this. Bringing up this terrorist situation that's going on in the world.
Okay.
Something we go to war, something will drastically drop. But right now, with the economy getting better, when the job market the job market report comes out, and they've increased the jobs over the month, whatever, for hundreds of thousands of jobs. If it all happens from Wall Street, if they feel comfortable in Wall Street, then the rates start to creep up a little bit. But it makes them nervous, it makes it down. Just everything happens is controlled whatever happens in the market. Okay. And that's what controls the interest rate the market.
Yes, of course, with all of those good market indicators where unemployment was at 5% flat, and then last month 211,000 jobs were added to the nation unemployment. So that gives Janet Yellen a strong encouragement to increase the interest. But I mean, so will the interest rate be increased by like half of a point or just 1 point? Or I mean, what I mean, based on your experience, how did the Fed go about it?
Okay, repeat that one more time. I didn't understand the question.
No. When they increase the interest rate, now let's say now it's at low time low. Will they increase it by like half of a point or just 1%? Or let's see if it is like let's say if it were like 0%, now it's 1%, or is it like, will it be like 0.5%?
It may be a 1/4%, maybe a half. They don't. I don't see them doing a whole percent. That would have to be a total turnaround, and I don't see that happening.
Okay.
But it may be increased to 1/4% or something. Which a 1/4% on the payment may depend on the price of the house or something like that. For example.
Okay.
Maybe 15, 20 months in payment.
Okay.
Maybe $30, $40 in payment or something like that.
Okay.
So not drastic, but obviously every little bit helps in the lower, helps anybody but.
Ok, perfect. So, pour tout le monde qui fait brancher ou attendre l'émission Solstice Realty, des microphones c'est Jacques, Guillaume, et puis moi j'ai monsieur Anthony Davis sur l'autre ligne là, et puis nous avons parlé sur deux sujets, nous avons fini de parler sur trade, puis nous avons parlé sur taux d'intérêt. Donc, gagnons une grosse probabilité que le gouvernement fédéral là capable augmenter taux d'intérêt dans mois ça. Et ça veut dire pour nous, si intérêt pour monde qui gagne intention acheter caille, les intérêts à monter, ça veut dire que on va venir qualifier pour moins score parce que taux d'intérêt c'est lui faire paiement vient piro, donc plus paiement piro, donc c'est pour moins cob qu'on va qualifier. Donc ça veut dire que taux d'intérêt intérêt inversement proportionnel avec valeur cob qu'on qualifie. C'est-à-dire l'intérêt monté ou qualifié pour moins cob. Okay, so Anthony, I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to be on the show with us. I know it is a Saturday, so you have the last word.
Just want to say thank you for having me on here. It's a pleasure being on here. I always do. If anybody has any questions or personal scenarios that they'd like to have a conversation with me about, they can look to give me a call. My direct line, you can reach my local line is 904-412-6271. You know, I just want to say with the market and speculation and listening to things in the news about the mortgage industry or real estate industry, don't focus in and have and terrorize yourself with that. It's still a great time to buy homes. You know, prices are good, and rates are still good, even if they went up a little bit. They are still good. So it's time to buy homes and make that investment. Because the other thing is values are going up, property values are going up also. So in the future, it's still the best investment you can have or you can make in the country. So I just want to say that. And great being here. Thank you very much. And everybody have a blessed and prosperous day. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas. And I'm sure that you will have a wonderful New Year. Thank you. So, thank you. So we are going to take a short break and we'll come back with Monsieur Coulanges et avec Monsieur Vijay pour deuxième segment du programme. Côté nous parler d'investissement, nous parlons adresser concern investors. So we are going to talk about what the investors want us to talk about on this show, and we'll have Mr. Bony Coulanges and Mr. Vijay after this short break.
Ça fait longtemps non pas ouais comment bagaille.
Mon cher, nous là n'a frappé ça n'est fait.
Mon cher, m'a fait des marches pour nous capable venir habiter dans Floride très bientôt avec toute famille là. Est-ce que vous référez à une compagnie qui fait real estate pour aider dans le processus ça?
Bon, m'a bao Solstice Realty avec tout agent lié qui a bail bon service real estate en Haïti et en Floride. Ou ka toujours aller sur site yo qui c'est www.solsticerealty.net ou bien carré dans 904 886 3100.
Est-ce que son G majorité les dîmes qui ont caille en Floride et puis tenant refusé payer. Est-ce que Solstice Realty fait pour appeler manager?
Bien sûr mon vieux, n'a loué caille là, collecter loyer chaque mois à l'heure pour Marjorie.
Merci en pile cousin. Eh bien, si c'est comme ça, yo caille dem vendre caille moyen en New York tout.
Pour caille Paula, n'a cherché un agent qui vous vient lister caille là pour venir mettre li à vendre pour sans être chargé. Just faire nous connaître l'aubre.
Cousin, avant aller, maman me gen 3 caille Haïti actuellement. Yon déjà dans loyage et puis 2 l'autre yo vide. Est-ce que vous avez une compagnie qui a aidé en Haïti?
Bien sûr, nous avons service en Haïti tout. So allez sur www.solsticerealty.net et puis cliquez sur Haïti pour avoir tout argent que nous gagnons à Haïti et avec toute propriété que nous avons nous bien loué à Haïti.
Solstice Realty ça ou pas gagné ou pas fait même. Mais est-ce que monsieur ça va marier mon?
Non. Solstice pas marier mon. Solstice c'est placer nous placer mon dans caille.
Mesdames et messieurs, Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume.
Ça veut dire Solstice.
Solstice. Définition de les dans Haïti, c'est nous connaissons on va qui bien fondé et nous connaissons Solstice on va et notre realty cap ba mon moyen pour acheter car pour vendre car c'est ça vous connaissez des Solstice.
Mon cher,
on intelligent.
Donc c'est ça que nous devons ajouter en plus pour mon capitaine là qui va entrer dans le process acheter caille pour connaître comment pour coopérer avec Realtor qui était là et ça demande tout pour mon utiliser un Realtor Solstice qui comprend le langage et qui a aidé à comprendre mieux dans le niveau qu'il a comprendre. Merci.
Moi, tout le programme très instructif. Je pense que c'est bon pour travailler à agent parce que ça permet vraiment qu'on fasse un travail qui est plus rapide, qui est plus bien, qui est plus professionnel, que ce soit passé dehors, gardons en fait et finir essayer de faire un coup de fil pour entrer. C'est ça nous apporter à l'émission.
Pas oublier, l'union fait la force. Pas oublier, l'union fait la force.
C'est un monde qui a lutté, disons, pour que ça change dans le domaine real estate en Haïti. Ça aurait les transactions immobilières.
Oui, allô?
Allô.
J'appelle de la France. C'est juste pour me faire un coucou, pour me complimenter nous pour du fait que nous avons informé la communauté haïtienne. De temps en temps, m'écouter nous parce que tous les samedis, dès que j'ai la possibilité, voilà quoi.
Hello, non, moi c'est Jacques, Guillaume.
Hello, my name is Marie-Danielle Guillaume.
Moi invite au bouton de Solstice Realty tous les samedis de 11h à midi pour nous répondre toutes questions sur real estate pour à bord de 1530 AM Radio Puissance Inter.
We invite you to listen to the Solstice Realty radio show every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call us with questions at 904-786-2400. And for more information, call us or text us at 904-386-1726 or call the office at 904-886-3100.
I know that Solstice Realty and their professionals can definitely assist you with any home buying purchase.
Vous êtes à la recherche d'une maison, townhouse, duplex, condominium, appartement, quelle que soit la largeur, achat, location, vente, ou bâtir votre propre maison de rêve. Aux États-Unis, en Haïti, quel que soit l'endroit. Faites confiance aux agents de Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume.
Et Jacques, je suis capable de prendre témoignage sur les zones que Jacques, c'est une monde, depuis que je me rencontré avec lui, qui a un impact positif dans ce qu'on a réalisé dans Jacksonville.
Est-ce que vous avez une compagnie?
Mesdames et messieurs,
bien sûr, nous allons
Solstice
servir
de Jacques Guillaume.
Et Jacques, nous sommes de retour. Moi, j'ai monsieur Bony Coulanges sur l'autre ligne là. Comme tout le monde connaît, c'est directeur radio. Et puis nous avons Bony, nous avons Coulanges Opportunity Show dans ce semaine-là, que tout le monde attend des bonnes informations. Et puis, de pour besoin d'assistance dans la finance, comment pour investir, nous devons faire appel à monsieur Bony Coulanges. Donc, I'm going to switch to English. So we have Mr. Bony Coulanges on the other line with Mr. Surujnarine Singh, also known as VJ. And this time, we are the second segment of the program, and we'll be talking about investment. We are going to talk with the investors. Last week, 2 weekends ago, we were talking about investment. We were talking about people with small pockets, and this time we'll be talking about people with deep pockets. So, Mr. Bony Coulanges has been in Jacksonville for almost 2 years, and then I'm sure everybody heard his voice throughout everything that he does. He's a community guy. He's always positive, always have great ideas to share with everyone. And on the other side, I have Mr. VJ. He is retired from the service, and he has been in Jacksonville since '89. And then he's moving back to Jacksonville. He's a good investor. Actually, VJ and I, we went to school together. We did our master's at Webster University. And then he's the kind of guy, anytime that you call him, he's always there for you. So I'm going to ask Mr. Coulanges, are you there?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Solstice.
Thank you. Anyway, everybody knows Coulanges. And VJ, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So, VJ, since you are new to the community, I'm going to let you do a short interview, and so at least people can match a name with a voice. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy holidays to you. My name is Surujnarine Singh. All my friends call me VJ because they don't want to kill my first name. I have been living in Jacksonville since 1988. I retired from the military in 2004, and I went to Virginia to seek lucrative employment. And after 11 years, I'm returning to Jacksonville to be a contributing member of Jacksonville.
Welcome.
I plan on opening a tax practice in Jacksonville and working with Mr. Guillaume. I could do some real estate investments.
Welcome back. Coulanges, would you like to say a few words? I mean, everybody knows you, so it's up to you.
No. I'll let you continue so we can maximize the time.
Okay. Today we are going to talk with our investors, because they always say, well, we talk about buyers and sellers. What about them? So, okay, let's say you have someone who wants to start investing in real estate. So, what are the first steps? Mostly, what are the first legal steps that the person should take? And I'm going to ask VJ to open the discussion, and then Coulanges, you will step up.
Okay, you have a variety of investment options that you can do in real estate, And I'm pretty sure Mr. Guillaume will talk about, some of the options you have, like rehabbing, reselling, and getting foreclosures on real estate, or doing options in real estate. The other thing is you can buy tax liens as a form of getting into real estate, invest in the real estate. The other thing is private lending to, your family. Mm-hmm. So an investor will basically go to his family members, or have venture people basically can give them loans if they have if they're interested in their investment.
Okay. So
the other thing that you can do is you can purchase notes. You can buy mortgages, or you can buy secured notes or unsecured notes. Secured notes are backed by collaterals.
Okay.
Unsecured notes are not backed by collateral. But if you have a trusted person, you can buy an unsecured note from them, and that's how you get into some of the real estate investment options that you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, VJ, I know
now,
VJ,
in the legal aspect of things, I would think that you would always want to protect yourself from liabilities. So that's why you form business entities that are called. You can either have a limited liability company that basically allows a limited liability of, the owners, while retaining the single taxation. So all the taxation goes back to you, but the liability does not come back to you. And that's very important in any investment you do, is you want to reduce the risk for you while maximizing the profits.
Okay. That is very important. So I'm going to ask Mr. Coulanges to jump on that before I say anything. Go ahead, Coulanges.
For me, this is a very good topic, a very nice subject to talk about investment, especially when we come to real estate investment. And I think Mr. DJ, if I am correct, make several good points as far as investing. And first of all, you need to identify an investor. First of all, has to have 4 points. I think we spoke when I was in IT school, and we were told this is 4 ways you solve a problem. First of all, you have to identify the problems. You have to actually have a plan, and you got to implement, and you also have to actually to verify how it's going to be done. If someone is interested in real estate investment, there is several ways people can actually invest. You may have, first of all, you got to look at those things. What do you have before you get involved in real estate investment?
Okay.
Either you may have money and credit, or you have no money but you have credit.
Okay, Coulanges.
Or you don't have any of them. Yes.
Coulanges. Okay, probably.
Yes.
Don't forget, we are talking about investors. I mean, for you to be an investor, you have to have credit and you have to have cash. Because there is no way you can invest in real estate if you don't have credit and if you don't have cash. So let's go with the assumption that the people that we are talking with, they do have the credit and they do have cash. Now, let's say for with people, because I'm receiving a lot of text messages. Now, one person said, what I want to hear about is investing in multi-units, like duplex, triplex, quadruplex, this kind of stuff. So let's focus on this idea. So let's say, okay, the first step, let's see, if 2 or 3 people, they want to invest and they decide to do an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, to protect their asset. So let's move with that subject. Let's take it from here. Coulanges, go ahead, take it from here and then move forward.
Okay. For instance, if somebody want to, 3 people or more want to get involved and putting together some money to invest in a building. So now we're talking about an LLC.
Okay, when you have an LLC, it's like to protect the investor from certain risk, and at the same time is the level of investment, and that doesn't mean it's 100% protected. And I'm not an attorney, but I will always not only just create an LLC, but it's also to find out about a good real estate attorney, and that can actually making sure that nobody is at risk and they are really protected. Because just in an LLC doesn't mean that you are protected. And you have to go actually looking at the bylaw and to see what's everybody's responsibility. You may be in an LLC, but you're not assuming any risk. You're only sharing the profit, but you're not sharing the risk.
Okay.
So somebody can get more risk than another one, and that's depend on the percentage of the share. I mean, who has more share than the others? And I may want to invest in a property, and that property is purchased under an LLC. Although I'm investing, but I may want to assume no risk, because if even you are part of an LLC, you can be sued and you can carry some risk with you. So I'm not an attorney, but I will say, not only create an LLC, there's people out there who has LLC. It doesn't mean anything, because the LLC has to carry the provision and the protection for the investor.
Okay, yes, point well taken. Now, to be sued, we need to make sure that you have to violate the law. You have to break something in order for you to be sued. Now, VJ, I received a question.
Yes.
Okay, so they said the person said, okay, now how do we know who is doing what and who and how much, and then how will we share the capital? That's the question the person meant to say. You know, let's say they form the LLC. Yes, go ahead.
As Mr. Coulanges was saying, and about the limited liability corporation. The limited liability corporation, the LLC, allows for the limited liability feature of a corporation, meaning that you are limited in your liability. Say, for example, you have your personal property, and you are sued by someone. They can only come for the assets of the corporation, not your personal.
Okay.
But remember, there are things that can make them come for your personal property, and that's fraud, negligence on your behalf, that will allow them to, it's limited liability. It's not full liability. It's limited liability. So you have to understand that you could be liable, your personal assets could be liable to that individual if there's fraud, negligence, or criminal acts.
Yes. Oh, yes,
that are taking place
yes.
in the limited liability corporation. Now, let's address the taxation part and the sharing of capital. A limited liability corporation is an entity upon itself, but it is disregarded as an entity for taxation purposes, and all the taxation flows over to the individual owners of the LLC, unless they make an election to be treated as a corporation. And let me give you an example of that. Say, you, Mr. Guillaume, and I know you're a very rich guy, making $500,000 a year.
Are you talking to Coulanges?
Your tax base is 43 or 37%. You would not want your LLC to be treated as a single entity because you'll be paying taxes on 43%. And what you want to do is you want your LLC, you create an election for your LLC to be taxed as a corporation.
Yes.
So it will be taxed at a lower tax base.
Yeah. So basically,
that entity is basically now becomes a corporation, and it's taxed as a corporation as such.
Okay. Now,
so high net worth individuals benefit from having their LLC taxed as a corporation because they pay less taxes. It flows over to them as less taxes that they would have to pay.
Okay. So basically, opening an
the profits of that corporation.
Okay, VJ.
Whereas
I don't know
high net worth individual, the profits flow right into his taxes, and it's taxed at the 33% or 37% tax bracket.
Okay. So, give me 1 second, guys. So, pour tout le monde qui fait brancher ou dans des émissions Solstice Realty, c'est Jacques Guillaume qui est là avec vous. Moi, j'ai sur là, monsieur Bony Coulanges avec monsieur VJ, et puis on a parlé sur investissement, monde qui investor qui voulait investir dans real estate, et puis, on a parlé de taxes, et puis on a parlé de capital, on a parlé de risque qui est associé dans l'investissement. Okay. So, VJ, you were talking about using the LLC as a tax shield where you file your tax as a corporation. But now you will have to have a certain threshold where you know, well, once I pass that threshold, I need to make a decision where I need to change it the way I file my tax as a corporation instead of an LLC. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. And so that's when you would consult with your CPA or your tax attorney and basically make they will do what is scenario for you, and they'll be able to tell you, listen, I think, Jacques, it's time for you to be taxed, your LLC to be, make your election to have your LLC taxed as a corporation.
Okay, perfect. Now,
when you start out an investor program as an investor in real estate, you will find that, it's easy for you, it's better for you to be an individual, owning an LLC and have the profits flow over into your tax return because you're a 28% tax bracket or something like that, where the corporation is being taxed at a similar rate.
Okay.
So it's basically a level playing field.
Okay, perfect. Now, Coulanges, the question that we just received is, what about capital? How do we raise capital for? Okay, we have somebody who is calling. Let me take the call and then give me 1 second. Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Bonjour. Vous avez une question pour nous?
Yeah, I appreciate the show, but and in case the investor don't have no LLC, do we have to create a corporation? It's talking. The investor have to get taxes as a corporation. In case the investor don't have no corporation, what he should do in that case?
Okay, Coulanges, I don't know if you heard the question. The caller said, in case the investor does not have an LLC or does not have a corporation, what should he
do?
Yeah, what should he or she do to move forward? Coulanges, are you there?
Okay. What I can say, it's very unsafe to actually start investing in properties and buying a property on your personal name, because if you have a property in your personal name and you invested as an investment property, there's a lot of risk. I will encourage myself. Anyone who's buying a house to rent or as an investment, create an LLC for every single property you have. For investment, it doesn't cost a lot of money. Your tax can be treated as a regular tax return, because if it's a single LLC, your profits, or you can actually really report your profits or your expense or your loss on Schedule C if it's a single LLC. If it's more than one members, you will have to actually provide K1 to the other members and based on loss or profit sharing.
You know what, Coulanges, ou kono bagay do? Pour moun ki gen question sou bagay sa yo kapab brelo tout parce que that's your forte, right?
Okay, I appreciate that. That's a plan B for the investor that don't lose his money. That's very great. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Thank you very much for the call. Okay. Now, the other question that we have, and this one will go to you, Coulanges. And once we create the LLC, let's see, we do have some capital, but how do we go about raising more capital?
Actually, you can go, like Mr. DJ said, to family members and friends. But although they are your family members and friends, make sure you treat people's money, investment, and a property as a business. And basically, people can come to you when they give you a loan. There is two things that can happen. They can give you a loan as an investment, or they can loan you the money. That means they may want to share the profit, but they don't want to share your loss. So when you go to somebody, you exactly tell them, listen, this is what I want to do. I'm going to buy properties. Maybe I'll give you 20%. Maybe I'll give you 15%. Maybe I'll give you 10%. But make sure you have everything in paper. Sometimes people will invest money with you. They want to share the profit, but they don't care about your loss. You make sure you have everything in writing to protect yourself.
Okay, perfect.
Because there's individual.
Okay, go ahead. Coulanges.
Let me jump in there a little bit, Jacques.
Go ahead. Go ahead, VJ.
Here's the thing. As Mr. Bony was saying, if people loan you money, and this is, you know about secured notes that we were talking about earlier, and unsecured notes. Someone could lend you money where you can sell a portion of the mortgages. The secured notes are backed by collateral. Providing the lender with additional assurance that the note will be returned. If it's your good friend, it will be unsecured note and not backed by that collateral in that business. There's a lot of ways to raise capital that is not being, that's not have high publicity, because it has to be done strictly within the IRC, the Internal Revenue Code, and the Department of Labor, and that's called using your IRAs or your individual retirements to purchase real estate. Just like you would buy stocks and bonds with your IRA money, the same way you can have real estate. You can buy real estate and put it in the IRA. But you have to be very careful, because there's disqualified person that can make your entire investment a taxable event, meaning you pay 100% taxes on that money that you withdraw from your IRA plus penalties.
Okay, so VJ.
That kind of investment, if you're doing it with your real estate or if you're doing a self-directed IRA, my advice to those type of people is to get a good tax attorney, or use one of the, a self-directed IRA specialist and do the background on that.
Okay, VJ.
Now there is another, for people that have, the same 401k plan, you can use what is called a rollover for business startup, where a corporation is created by an advocate that basically takes your retirement money and buys business or real estate with it and uses it, and you just pay back your retirement as you go along. But once again, there are corporations out there that are experts in this and do it within the Department of Labor laws and the IRS laws, to make sure that you do not get penalized by the IRC or the Department of Labor, which is responsible for all retirement and pension plans in this country.
Yes, VJ, while we were talking, I received a text message. The caller said, is it okay to take money from my retirement to invest in real estate or to buy a house?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And so if you go online, you can see people like Guidance Financial, Bennett Friends, Wildfire, Catching Fire. These are guys that basically you can talk about where you can buy businesses, or you can do a self-directed IRA, or you can do a real estate IRA. To buy real estate using your retirement funds. It's totally legal, but it has to be done. Say, for example, here is what a disqualified individual is.
Okay.
My brother is Jacques, and he buys a condo, and I take my 401, my self-directed IRA, and invest in Jacques'
condo
complex. Mm-hmm. Not acceptable. That's a disqualified person because he's related to me. I cannot do that. It's totally unacceptable because Jacques is running the investment. He can pull out the money and the whole thing falls apart. You have to have a lot of scrutiny goes into this because it's retirement funds and it's tax deferred funds you're talking about.
Okay.
So the IRS wants to make sure, IRS and the Department of Labor wants to make sure that you're not getting an unfair advantage.
Okay.
And they will penalize you, and it comes under heavy scrutiny. I think, those types of business have a 90% audit rate. So everything has to be done above board. Okay. That's it. It is legal. It is being done today in the business world, and it's working well, but you have to stay within the guidelines.
Yes.
And that's why it's very important that you use a specialist, check their background, check their references, do your due diligence before you send your money out there, put your money out there, so that you don't have a taxable event.
Okay. Pour tout le monde qui fait brancher ou obtenir des missions Solstice Realty, c'est bien malheureux, programme n'arrive dans fin. Now, VJ and Coulanges, I must say, many thanks for being on the show with me today. And I, as we can see, there's way more to talk about when it comes to investment in real estate. So we'll have one more segment maybe before the year is over, and we'll continue talking about IRA and then and the do's and don'ts and how people can withdraw money from their retirement to invest in real estate, because I'm sure there are a lot of things that they need to know. The do's and don'ts and the safe way to do an early distribution, because I believe that some organizations, they even give up to $10,000, or they give $10,000 incentive for first-time home buyers. So all that is sure to come. Will be available on this show. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Coulanges and Mr. VJ. So I will let you guys say goodbye to our listeners, and then we will close the show. Go ahead, VJ.
Thank you for having me on the show, Jack. It's been a pleasure, and I wish all your listeners a happy holidays.
Thank you very much, and you too. And then Coulanges.
Thank you, Mr. Solstice. Hopefully one day it will be Solstice University. So we all learn a lot and much more to come. Hopefully next time we will have more time to go on the more basic type of real estate investment until we get to the advanced mode.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, we'll definitely do that. Ok, donc merci un peu, monsieur. Donc, passez un bon week-end et merci à tout le monde qui t'a des émissions Solstice Realty. Comme nous connaissons que chose ça, les sponsorisé par First Trust Insurance of America de monsieur Aloxi, 904-732-1818. Et pour tout problème plumbing que nous avons là, nous avons monsieur Rodney Robillard dans 904-444-4614. Et pour les gens qui ont un problème air conditioning, nous pouvons contacter monsieur Stanley Louis dans 904-554-0630. Et pour assurance, nous pouvons contacter madame Jolita Ray dans 904-309-5607. Et pour moun qui gen problème air conditionné la caille, yo relé monsieur Nick Anthony dans area code 770 540 3701. Si vous te commencé tant des choses, ça va finir tendel bien, ou capable aller sur site nous dans solsticerealty.net, c'est www.solsticerealty.net. Et vous capable des choses ça dans un temps ou bien dans un moment qui convenable à vous-même, juste aller sur site là et puis cliquer sur podcast ou bien radio show et then scroll down ou pour tout show qui nous fait dans la radio depuis janvier 2015. Nous avons près de 37 podcasts, so gain pile temps et puis nous mettons sujet et tout, nous mettons content so at least vous capable choisir qui show que vous voulez entendre. Donc mesdames et messieurs, merci en pile pour tes bonnes oreilles pour t'étendre l'émission. Et m'abdou passé bon week-end et c'était Jacques Guillaume de micro avec Solstice Realty et à la prochaine. Donc nous living difficile pour nous dans l'air là tous les samedis à cause de activité business nous que nous gagnons. Donc c'est sûr qu'on va toujours attendre nous every other weekend, mais par exemple week-end prochain il doit son replay et puis après ça week-end pour Noël là, donc n'a pas en chair et en os si Dieu veut. Donc passez bon week-end et à la prochaine. Bye bye.
Vous êtes à la recherche d'une maison, townhouse, duplex, condominium, appartement, quelle que soit la largeur, achat, location, vente, ou bâtir votre propre maison de rêve aux États-Unis, en Haïti, quel que soit l'endroit. Faites confiance aux agents de Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume. Prestigieusement installé au nord-est Florida, Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume, muni d'une caravane d'agents licenciés. Coût 3 professionnels dédiés à satisfaire les aspirations du décor même de la cuisine de votre famille. Également, une extérieur splendide préconçue de la maison qui rendra votre voisin jaloux. Vous comptez seulement acheter un terrain, louer votre maison, mettre un nouveau toit pour défier la saison cyclonique ou la rénovation du style et la technologie actuelle. Ils sont là à prendre soin de votre investissement ou les poser toutes vos questions pertinentes concernant l'immobilier. Prenez votre téléphone, composez le 904-886-3100 ou contactez le PDG lui-même, le sympathique Jacques Guillaume au 904-386-1726 ou écoutez tous les samedis dorénavant sur le 1530 AM Radio Puissance Inter, l'Internet et Audio Now. L'émission Real Estate de 11h à midi animée par Jacques Guillaume lui-même. Alors là, soyez un couple heureux, placé dans la maison de vos rêves.
Mon cher, nous là n'a frappé ça n'est fait.
Mon cher, m'a fait des matchs pour nous capables de venir habiter dans Floride très bientôt à toute famille là. Est-ce que vous pouvez référer à une compagnie qui fait real estate pour aider dans le processus ça?
Bon, m'a bao Solstice Realty avec tout agent lié qui a bail bon service real estate en Haïti et en Floride. Vous pouvez toujours aller sur le site qui c'est www.solsticerealty.net ou bien carré dans 904 886 3100.
Est-ce que son G Majorie, Semna, les dîmes qui ont caille dans Floride et puis tenant refusé payer. Est-ce que Solstice Realty fait pour appeler manager?
Bien sûr mon vieux, n'a loué Kaila collecter loyer chaque mois à l'heure pour Marjorie.
Merci en pile cousin. Eh bien, si c'est comme ça, yo kaye dem vendre kay moyen dans New York tout.
Pour Kay Paula, n'a cherché un agent qui vous vient lister Kaila pour venir mettre li à vendre pour sans être chargé. Juste faire nous connaître l'obret.
Cousin, avant aller, maman me gen 3 kay Haïti actuellement. Yon déjà dans loyage et puis 2 l'autre yo vide. Est-ce que vous avez une compagnie qui a aidé en Haïti?
Bien sûr, nous avons service en Haïti tout. So allez sur www.solsticerealty.net et puis cliquez sur Haïti pour avoir tout argent que nous gagnons à Haïti et avec toute propriété que nous avons nous avons loué à Haïti.
Solstice Realty, ça ou pas gagné ou pas fait même. Mais est-ce que monsieur ça a marié mon?
Non. Solstice pas marié mon. Solstice c'est placer nous placer mon dans Kay.
Mesdames et messieurs, Solstice Realty de Jacques Guillaume.
Hello, non, moi c'est Jacques Guillaume.
Hello, my name is Marie-Danielle Guillaume.
Moi invite au bouton de Solstice Realty tous les samedis de 11h à midi pour nous répondre toutes questions sur real estate pour à bord de 1530 AM Radio Puissance Inter.
We invite you to listen to the Solstice Realty radio show every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call us with questions at 904-786-2400. And for more information, call us or text us at 904-386-1726 or call the the office at 904-886-3100.
Ou capable toujours les radios à 904-786-2400. Et pour plus d'informations, ou capable toujours contacter nous dans 904-386-1726 ou bien capable les office là dans 904-886-3100 ou capable toujours contacter n'importe agent Solstice Realty.
And if you did not get a chance to listen to the Solstice Realty radio show, you may listen to the program on YouTube by searching Solstice Realty.